Thanks for stopping by, you guys. It's the Wrestling Old Head here in the portal of pro wrestling. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. This isn't going to be a long video, but just watching this past Friday's SmackDown, and Solo Sikoa made his return. I was going to say triumphant, but I don't know if a lot of people were clamoring for the return of Solo Sikoa, especially attacking Cody Rhodes. It has led to a lot of rumor and innuendo circulating about possibly putting Solo Sikoa against Cody Rhodes as soon as Elimination Chamber in Canada and going with that as a championship match. And I'm here to tell you right now, I don't see it playing out that way. And I could be wrong. You call me a mark, a casual, whatever. I mean, it could possibly be going in that direction. And I'm not here to definitively cast away this match into the abyss and say that it's not gonna happen. But what I'm saying is, just with my own two eyes watching SmackDown at the conclusion, I didn't see that. What I saw was Solo Sikoa trying to ingratiate himself back into the good graces of Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. When he left, Jacob Fatu gave a look that basically said, I don't need to be up under your wing anymore. So the way that I see this Rogue Bloodline story, and the way that I've always seen it, was Solo saw the open throne, he went and sat in it, and then he brought in a bunch of wolves, hyenas, guys that weren't accepted in the WWE system. He snuck them in through the back door and had him do their bidding. And they were so happy to be a part of the WWE that they were willing to do whatever they could to stay. They were so they were in allegiance with Solo Sikoa that they were going to do his bidding. They were hitmen for hire. When Solo walked out on the Rogue Bloodline after losing to Roman Reigns, without saying a word, Jacob Fatu told me everything. He basically said, I'm here and nobody's watching after me. I don't have to be up under anybody. I'm off the chain. I'm unhinged. I'm off the leash. And so now I see Jacob Fatu basically, I don't see anybody ringing him in. I don't see him doing the prayer hands and getting behind Solo Sikoa anytime soon. Okay, so what I'm seeing from this program that we saw at the conclusion of SmackDown is that Solo Sikoa, after attacking Cody Rhodes, is going to expect Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu to fall in line and get behind him. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. Jacob Fatu is out here looking like Tookie Williams. He's looking like Debo, if you guys know those references. And in a minute, Solo Sikoa is going to say, like, he know where my mama stay. He know where your mama stay. You said he had a gun on him when you seen him, right? When they one dude in the hood that play like that. That is Jacob Fatu now. He is got a bicycle and he is riding around looking for problems. So when Solo tells Jacob to get behind him, fall in line, the Rogue Bloodline, we back together, we're going to be stronger than ever, Jacob is going to look at him like, you ain't gotten your hair braided, but don't get it twisted. He is about to get gangster on Solo Sikoa. The chain is already off. You can't put the chain back on Jacob Fatu. So what I see is Jacob Fatu is probably going to attack Solo Sikoa. I mean, real bad. And I assume the WWE probably expects this and will work their way around this situation. If Solo tells Jacob to get behind him and get back in the bloodline, and Jacob says nah, and then attacks Solo Sikoa, the crowd is going to explode. They're going to cheer this move. So somehow and some way, the Usos would have to come out and help Solo. I mean, the crowd really wants to cheer Jacob Fatu here. They really want to get behind Jacob Fatu. But when he's in the ring with guys like LA Knight, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, they'll fall in line and understand the assignment and be more in favor of the baby faces. With Solo Sikoa, for over a year, they have hated Solo Sikoa. But there is something about Solo that is endearing. He has an ability to gain a favorable crowd response because he's a lovable guy. If you've ever seen him in house shows, if you've ever seen him where he's able to let loose and have a good time, he is a likable guy, just like Jimmy and Jey Uso. So all they need is an opportunity to present itself to where Jacob beats the brakes off of him in a way that, yeah, the crowd might cheer here and there, but that he looks like an underdog. Like he looks like he is that kid that thought he was hanging out with the cool kids, and then the cool kids pulled a prank on him and beat him down and made him look like a fool and then pointed and laughed. It has to be a scenario like that, where then the big brothers, the Usos, come in and take care of the bullies that were messing with his little brother. That is what I see playing out in regards to Solo's return going after Cody Rhodes. And sure, they can do a match between Solo and Cody. I don't believe it's going to happen at Elimination Chamber. I think it's more likely you're going to see it happen on a SmackDown. They got 3 hours to spare. And what you'll see is Solo will hope that Jacob and Tayama get his back, when in actuality, they're going to beat him down to a bloody pulp. That's what I see. I mean, that's just me. I see that, I just think Jacob Fatu right now, I think if anything, Solo is going to have prayer hands around Jacob. Jacob is going ham right now. Like, I think Jacob Fatu right now has an ability to be one of the most intimidating, one of the most fierce competitors the WWE has ever seen. You've got guys that are saying Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, I think even mentioned it. They all said he's a future WWE champion. They're all giving him their stamp of approval. They all know what the future holds for Jacob Fatu. So Solo coming in and trying to big league them and trying to be like the leader again, it's going to fall on deaf ears. And you have to see that road at some point getting there. They're at some point going to get to the road where Solo thinks he can come back to the Rogue Bloodline and go and lead like nothing ever happened, and Jacob puts the kibosh on that. So that's what I'm seeing here, and I think it all is going to lead up to Solo against Jacob at WrestleMania, and or some sort of iteration of that, and that will keep Jacob Fatu away from the title picture, because you don't want to put a title on him too soon. Right now you got Shinsuke Nakamura with the US Championship, you got Braun Baker with the Intercontinental Championship. I think they're teasing a lot of things with the US Championship. I don't know if they're going to go the route of Jimmy Uso against Shinsuke, or LA Knight gets a rematch, or if they go with Damian Priest even. You know, they've got a lot of challengers in the U.S. title picture that they can toy with here. The Intercontinental Championship, I believe it's Sheamus. I would really love to see AJ Styles out there with Braun Breaker at WrestleMania. So you got a couple of options there. Ilya Dragunov might be coming back, and he's going to be looking for revenge on Braun Breaker as well. Keep your eyes on that. I mean, people are forgetting about Ilya. Ilya Dragunov has a ready-made hot feud that's basically long-term storytelling with Braun Breaker upon arrival, or return rather. So I would look for that. So as far as that, Jacob doesn't really fit into the title picture. You got to keep him strong, and you got to keep him in a hot program. And I think setting him up against Solo Sikoa and hopefully positioning Solo Sikoa in a way that he can receive empathy from the crowd can endear themselves to Solo and understand that Solo is basically Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when he was in the gang. He got initiated into a gang, and Will Smith and Jazz had to go save him and protect him from this gang that was trying to take advantage of Carlton. And that's basically where the story can reside, is they can play this idea up of Jacob and Tama used Solo to get into the WWE, and now that they're in, they no longer need Solo, and Solo's trying to be big league, be the cult leader, be the big faction leader, and it's no longer going to ride. So that's where I see it going. But I could be wrong, but I mean, that's what I noticed. But what did you guys notice? What do you guys think? Do you think Solo Sikoa is going to come back, reform the Rogue bloodline, and everything's going to be back to normal? Or are you seeing what I'm seeing, and what we're going to see is an eventual face turn for Solo Sikoa, where he reunites with the Usos to go against Jacob, Tama, and Tonga, and that faction that snuck their way in through the back door to the WWE and are now going to run roughshod. You guys let me know in the comments. Thumbs up on the way out, you guys. And as always, stay tuned for more.